So I'm going to teach you how to squat. Simple, easy and effective. No complicating it, no fancy technical terms, just straight to the point so you can understand and just get on with it. So first of all, before you even think about getting under the bar, you need to think about your hand position or your grip width. So I like to say it should be just outside shoulder width. This ensures that you can keep your upper back nice and tight, your lats engaged, and this is going to be an effective stance for you. I like to say on the actual squat bars, most of the standard squat bars, there's knurling. I usually go about a thumb's width from the end of the knurling that's closest to you, and that's usually a good grip width. So as you'll see on my videos, I'm measuring my thumb width away and I'm making sure my grip's nice and tight. I'm getting nice and tight before I'm even under the bar, and then when I get under, I'm nice and tight and secure and that bar's not going anywhere. So this kind of just leads on from what I just said. Get tight under the bar before you consider unracking it. Especially if you've got more heavy weight on, you're going to fold like a deck chair otherwise. So once you've got your grip width sorted, this is going to help you make getting nice and tight under the bar. This is going to help you engage your lats, keep your chest upright, keep your shoulders back and your lats engaged, keep your elbows nice and tucked in so that bar is secure. This is what I mean when I say get tight under the bar. You should be very tight, secure, and if someone's to push you, you're not going anywhere. So now you've unwrapped the bar, you need to think about your foot width. As a standard point, it should be around hip width. You may need to play around with it a little bit depending on your anatomy. One size isn't going to fit all. As a standard point, it should be around should be just about hip width. If you're doing a narrow stance squat for the quads, you might come in a little bit. Some people with longer femurs might come out a little bit, so it's a little bit wider. But once you've got your hip width sorted, you need to think about your toes. Now, pointing your toes out is going to help your ankle flexibility a little bit. And this is going to help with the knee over the toe, help you get a bit more depth. We say pointed out around 30 to 40 degrees. Again, this might depend on your ankle mobility, and two, your anatomy as well. So have a play about and just find out what's comfortable for you without pushing it and overworking it and injuring yourself. Keep the weight mid-foot, so don't go onto your toes and don't go into the heel. Keep the weight mid-foot because this is going to be your most stable position. If you go into the toes or the heel, you're more likely to rock. You're going to become unstable, and especially if you've got a heavy load on the back, this could be dangerous. So the goal is to be as stable as possible. So make weight mid-foot. This is going to be your most ideal position. It's going to help you with, you're going to get the most power from your midfoot. This is going to help with the drive. So yeah. So before you descend, you need to fill the tank. And what I mean by fill the tank is you're going to breathe and brace. So as if someone was going to punch you in the stomach, you're really going to engage your core. So you're waiting for that contact. So or if you laugh, when you laugh, you can feel your core engage. That's what I want you to do. And this is going to ensure your transverse abdominis is engaged as well, all the way through. Your whole core is going to be engaged. You're sturdy. This is going to help protect your spine, so you don't fold like a deck chair as well. And I want you to keep this position as you descend. Yeah. So on the descent, I want you to think about just going straight down, not forwards, not backwards, not sideways. I want you to think about, keep that barbell at the side. I want you to think about going down in a straight line. Now don't get me wrong, it's not going to be an exact straight line if you've got a ruler out to it, but the aim is just to keep it as consistent as in straight line as possible. This is because you're aiming to keep the centre of mass even and stable, because we don't want you to start getting unstable, because this is where injuries are likely to happen, and this is where you're going to be at your most powerful. So keep straight, aim to go straight down, keep that centre of mass even. This is where you're going to get your most power from for the descent up. So you've just finished your descent, hopefully you've broken parallel, but don't worry about that too much, that could be another video. Now you're on the ascent, I want you to think about pushing the ground away. Don't think about just standing back up. I want you to think about pushing the ground away with your feet. And it seems stupid, but this is going to help you drive from the ground up rather than using your back to try and get up, and this is where a lot of spinal injuries can happen. This is a leg movement, although it is a compound and does engage a lot of the other body. Primarily the power is going to come from your legs, so you need to drive from the legs. So thinking about pushing the ground away, as you can see what I'm doing here in my video, this is going to help ensure you're engaging your leg muscles, your glutes, your hamstring, your quads as much as possible, and this is going to help you be more explosive in your ascent. Again, on the ascent, I want you to think about keeping your chest up and driving your traps up, which is just below your neck here, traps up through the bar. And I say this because a lot of people, especially if they've got heavier loads on, they start to round in their back. They've got a little bit of a prawn back going on, and this can be dangerous and it can lead to injury, and we don't want this. So by keeping your chest up in the ascent and thinking about driving your traps up through the bar, this is going to help promote a nice, straight, strong back, and this is going to help with the power drive up. And just a bit of a PSA, don't be a hero with this. Start with a barbell if you have to. If you've never squatted before, regress, start with bodyweight squats, start with box squats, start with goblet squats. There's so many things you can do before you even get to a barbell if you're not comfortable. Then when you are feeling comfortable, start with just a barbell and work up from there. Don't be a hero with this. Leave your ego at the door. Done right, they are a king movement, but they can be dangerous as well if not done correctly. If you're trying out a weight you've never tried before, ask for a spotter in the gym. We all need spotters at times. This is going to ensure your safety and the people around you as well. And if you have the safety racks and you've got the like the arms, if you're on like a power cage or like the squat racks, use them. Nobody's going to think you're an idiot, but if you're trying a weight and there's not a spotter around, this could potentially save your life. So just use them. Alright, if you're just here for the how to squat tutorial, this is now finished. You may leave if you want to, or you can see what else I add to my leg session to help develop a decent strong squat with my numbers going up, and build on my legs as well to get them as big and defined as possible. So now I moved on to some hack squats. Absolutely hate these with a passion. As you can see, I went for a closed stance to really target my quads. I really struggle with these sometimes because of my arthritis in my knee, hence why I've got knee sleeves on, because it helps with the support a little bit more. But I absolutely love these, that I can really feel it in my quads. If you haven't got a hack squat, there's plenty of other alternatives you can do. You can do goblet squat, heels raised. Anything heels raised is really going to help really target your quads. But yeah, I absolutely love these. So I worked up to 4 heavy sets of 3. But as you can see, I did do a few warm-up sets at higher weights just to really get the blood flowing in my quads. I then moved on to dumbbell Romanian deadlifts. I've switched it up from barbell because I've done barbell for quite a while. I actually feel dumbbell in my legs a little bit more. As you may know, dumbbell Romanian deadlifts in general are a very good posterior chain movement as well. They really focus on your glutes and hamstrings. Such a good exercise. I tend to feel these in my glutes a little bit more rather than barbell, hence why I'm doing these. As you can see in the actual video, I'm not actually extending all the way up to the top. I'm not actually extending out of the rep. I'm keeping constant tension. So rather than extending all the way out and locking out, I'm stopping just before that, just to keep constant tension on my glutes and hamstrings, just for a little bit more progressive overload. And this, I really felt this in the last few reps, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, if you're looking for a way just to progressively overload without actually maybe going up in weight or adding anything else in, just actually stop just before lockout at the top, just to keep some constant tension on, and then just perform the rep. It's almost a bit like a pulsing exercise, but yeah, it really helps. So I then finished off with leg extensions. I've done these isolated, so one leg at a time. I tend to do these one leg at a time because I find adding in the isometric work really does help with power and strength as well. I've got a few quad injury which I was rehabbing for a long time, so I like to keep on top of this by keeping my quads as strong as possible. It allows me to just focus on that one leg and that one muscle at the time to ensure I'm getting as much mind to muscle connection and actually working it as good as I can, really. So yeah, if you're looking to just add something else to your workout and you're looking to just progress a little bit more, add in isolated work. It will humble you, but it does work.